Hey guys, we have another skinning guide for you today, and this one we're going to be focusing on Cobra Scales, and the location I farm these are on the western side of Negrand on the plateau kind of between Twilight Ridge and Forge Camp Haight, right around here. Alright, you can also farm Cobra Scales in Shadow Moon Valley, but I did find Negrand better, so that's where we're going to focus today. The farm itself is actually really easy. You just scan from one side of the plateau over to the other, kill all the snakes, server hop, and rinse repeat. So I found I can farm approximately 25 to 35 of the Cobra Scales per hour, valued at 460 gold region market average. So that's roughly 11,000 gold to 16,000 gold per hour, just in Cobra Scales if you're selling them raw. And on the side, I also got 220 knot hide leather in the hour, valued at 2.3 gold each. Region market value, that's only 506 gold per hour. But yeah, those two together, that's a total of anywhere between 12,000 to 16,500 gold per hour just in raw mats. The Cobra Scales themselves can be pretty RNG, so that's why there's that little bit of range there. All right, so those numbers that I just gave you, those stats for how much the Cobra Scales are worth, just forget those numbers altogether, because that's if you're selling the mats raw in the auction house. Do not sell the scales raw in the auction house. You're just going to be supplying your competitors with really cheap scales, and you actually want to craft with those yourself. So if you do post any raw on the auction house, make sure to do it at a really high rate. I mean, sure, you might sell some, but it's ultimately just to manipulate the prices to make it look like it's not profitable in TSM. So what can we craft with the Cobra Scales to make them worth so much more than just selling them raw in the auction house? Well, first up, we have the Cobra Scale gloves, and this is a world drop recipe. They sell for like 32,000 gold, the gloves. So you're not going to go out and farm a world drop recipe, so this is something you're probably just going to have to keep an eye out for and just pick it up off the auction house. The profits on the gloves are like 28,000 gold, because you can buy all the mats off the auction house except for the Cobra Scales, because that's kind of the point of this video. You can't buy enough Cobra Scales, so you have to go out and farm them. Also, for all of the items I'm going to go over, I have a similar breakdown to what we have here for the gloves, and we valued the cost of the Cobra Scales instead of just looking at the TSM stats of the region average or whatever. Because you can't get enough of these on the auction house, we kind of just took the cost that we'll sell the gloves for, so 32,000 minus the cost of all the other mats. In this case, it's 3,200, and that gives us like a 28,000 gold profit margin. And this piece takes like 8 scales to make, so we took that 28,000 gold profit, divided it by 8, and that kind of gives you a value what you could value the Cobra Scales at. So we did that same kind of breakdown for all the other pieces as well, just in case you want to see that. It's kind of irrelevant. If you can get Cobra Scales, you get Cobra Scales. Just buy all the mats, whatever. But chances are you'll be on the same boat on your server, and you'll actually have to come out and farm these bad boys. All right. Also, a lot of these recipes are behind little grinds, so you have to go out to instances and stuff like that, or you have to do a little bit of rep grinding. So that makes this that much juicier, because a lot of people don't actually want to bother with anything that's just not from a trainer, as sad as that is. All right, so next up we have the Cobra Scale hood. This is worth 35,000 gold, like 30,000 profit. And this is a drop from Magister's Terrace. And next up, we have the Stylin Purple Hat. This sells for about 5,300 gold, and the recipe is a drop in Shadow Labyrinth. The next item we have is the Stylin Adventurer's Hat. That sells for about 4,600 gold, and that's a drop out of Old Hillsbrad Foothills. Next, we have the Stylin Jungle Hat. That sells for about 4,100 gold, and that's a drop out of the Black Morass. The next hat is the Stylin Crimson. That's about 4,900 gold from Sethic Halls. And then we have 2 leg armors as well. The first one is the Cobra Hide leg armor. It sells for about 3,800 gold, and that's from you have to be get your rep up with Honor Hold or Thrallmar. Is it if you're Horde? And then the nether cobra leg armor as well. That's almost 5k gold, and you need exalted with honor hold, or the same place or whatever. So you want to get exalted. You'll be able to get both of those leg armors. And that pretty much covers all the Cobra Scale recipes. I mean, some of the pieces you can see take 4 or 2 Cobra Scales, and then those first two we mentioned, the armors, I think were 10 Cobra Scales a piece. Let's take a look. 10 and 8, actually. So you want to get your hands on all those recipes and basically have one of each on the auction house at all times. And that's pretty much Cobra Scales in a nutshell. So let me know how this works for you guys. Let me know if you guys are making good profits on this, and hope you enjoyed the guide. See you in the next one. Bye.